Hey guys, it is Brido here, and welcome back to another episode from our GM Connected series on the Winnipeg Jets. In today's episode, we got a bunch of other games for you guys to check out and see how we did. This isn't from the most recent one that we just advanced to, but the one that happened about 4 days ago or so, before the trade deadline, so you guys can see what was going on with me essentially right before the trade deadline. And to be honest, it really wasn't that good. We were kind of floundering the most we have all season, so the first game we have for this episode is a game against the LA Kings there. It was a rematch for us against our team that we made that big trade with. We got Jonathan Quick in this episode. So we brought Jonathan Quick in. We brought Jarrett Stolen, a guy that can win a lot of faceoffs for us. And unfortunately for us, both these games went terrible. Both games here ended up in being results of losses, one in OT and one in regulation. But both of them also had plenty of goals scored against us. Probably the most goals that we gave up in succession in 2 games. It's 9 goals. Usually for my goals against average, I try and keep it down to 1 or 2. But this was just a crazy affair. We got goals for ourselves, which was nice, but at the same time, too, gave up some really not too pleasing goals against. And in a lot of ways, this is probably my own fault, because we had a better goaltender in net. I thought that this would help us a little bit. We'd be doing a little bit better. But unfortunately, giving up those chances, letting them take the shots on Quick really didn't help us out all that much at all. And that resulted in us losing both games. And really, that early hope of confidence that we would have got from bringing in Quick kind of faded right away. You could see goals right there, like that one from Havlad to tie the game. Just kind of unfortunate ones. Yes, probably should have been saved, but at the same time too, it was just an overall cluster of crazy goals going on in a back and forth game that really didn't help us in our standings to try and keep in the top 3. But yeah, so we brought in Stoll, we brought in Quick for this episode. We did give up Bufflin, we gave up Pavlik, and we also gave up Olli Jokinen, and we gave up another player as well that I can't remember at this time, along with like a first round pick. So quite a bit going the other way. And yeah, it was one of those things I'm interested to see how LA is going to do with those players, because at the same time, they don't have Quick that's a top goalie, but really Pavlik played better for me in a lot of ways. And I had a tough decision after this episode, because really didn't have that good of an episode, and I had to make the decision, okay, we got 20 or so games left in the season, and also have the playoffs. We had the record here for this group of games was 1-3-1, which is probably my worst advancing period of the whole season. And I had to make that decision that, do I want to keep Quick here? Do I want to really see what can happen in the end of the season here? Is he going to be a guy that we're going to get comfortable with? Eventually, it's going to be all good, and we're going to be able to work with it, or is it something along the lines that we have to make a move? And I decided, we could take that chance, but I knew that people would be interested in Quick, so I made a move for Tuukka Rask from Boston, and it's worked out thus far. You'll see in the next episode that it's been a little bit better. So it's been nice to see from that, but at the same time, too, it was very much the failed experiment, and I was saying in the last episode, too, that I, kind of learned my lesson not to make so many trades. I've brought in some players that I really like, really enjoy, but going forward, I'm going to be a little bit more just kind of sticking with the norm, especially when you start to get used to your players, start to get used to what you're working with. It works out a lot better for you. And for me, at least, I probably was having a better season to start the season rather than all these moves I made in the past couple of advancing periods kind of shook up my confidence in what my team actually is and whatnot. So you can see from this episode that we got those 2 losses against Computer there, then had a game against Calgary, a team that was actually a good game to have against. And, we got the early lead there. It was 1-0 for us, but they were able to come back, get a couple goals, and pretty much control the game for the rest of the game. We got our chances trying to get back into this one, but we're unfortunately unable to do so. We had that very close chance there of Kane on the doorstep, couldn't put that in, and they were able to get that 3rd goal, that very important 2nd goal, to give themselves the lead in this one and get a 3-1 win against us here. So you got the 2 losses there, not so much Quick's fault in this game, but then the 1 OT loss as well. So only 1 point out of this one, and really going into this game against Washington here, tried to play as best we could, really needed the win. We're able to get it here, so that was a little bit of a turning of the result there. I was happy to see that we're able to get the W here. You can see that goal, though, wasn't that nice of a goal either against Quick, so we're really playing up against it. The goals were going against us no matter what, and just tried to, at this game, really limit the opportunities that they got against us. We got our goals, tried to just put them in the net as much as we can. Neuver, obviously not a top-class goalkeeper or goaltender, so it's a little bit easier to get him by him rather than a guy like Ryan Miller or Cam Ward or Henrik Lundqvist. So that definitely helped our cause there. But at the same time, too, that was only our first win of this episode, and we moved on to one more game this episode. That was against the Florida Panthers, and this one resulted in a, nothing I'm too proud of either. We really tried really hard to get into this game. It was a 3-2 loss. So as I said, 1-3-1 was the final record on this one, guys. And with that, I made a couple moves, including the move to trade quick after only one advancement period. So you guys will see that in the next episode. See Rask in his first advancement period with us. Obviously, the advancement recap, you can see already as we made the trades there. You can see all the trades that happened at the deadline. But yeah, stay tuned for the next recap in relatively the near future, along with another episode of the Winnipeg Jets coming out pretty soon. Thanks, guys, for watching.